Nintendo hates this video, because as if $450 for the Switch 2 isn't enough, they want to squeeze hundreds of more from your pocket for plastic accessories. But with your 3D printer, you transform some bucks worth of filament into accessories that you can't even buy from Nintendo itself. I will show you 13 prints that prove 3D printing makes overpriced gaming accessories obsolete, and my number one pick will definitely make all your friends jealous. Let's start with the Joy-Cons, because here's where the first problem lurks. For almost $450, Nintendo unfortunately only includes 2 Joy-Cons. That means if you want to play Mario Kart with 2 players, you have to detach them and hold them sideways. But let's be honest, for adult hands that's torture. I don't have particularly large hands, but I still can't play it for more than 10 minutes like this. The solution is these controller holders from designer Manaboon Labs, because they give you the grip that adult hands need. The Joy-Cons feel so much better in your hand, and the buttons on the back remain usable thanks to the colored inserts. And the best part is, you can also print matching stands right away. I think they look really sleek in Prusament Galaxy Black. All the filaments I used in this video are linked in the video description, by the way. But that was just the beginning, because Nintendo's rip-off doesn't stop here. If you want to play with more than 2 players, you can't avoid spending another $100 or so for a second pair of Joy-Cons. But then you do have an advantage when playing with just 2 people, because you can click the Joy-Cons into the included holder and basically have a pro controller. Of course, for the second pair of Joy-Cons, you also need to buy a second controller holder from Nintendo for $40. You will save much more if you print this model. It's also from Manaboon Labs, and it's just perfectly designed. The Joy-Cons snap in cleanly, like the original, and you can still read the charge status. I especially like that I don't have to glue in magnets, but can't instead use this click mechanism. It holds perfectly and could be an original Nintendo product in my opinion. And if you also want to use the new mouse function of the Joy-Cons without breaking your hands, then you absolutely need the print from Bosco One on printables. Now, nothing stands in the way of hour-long civilization sessions. But there's a problem with the Joy-Cons that Nintendo hasn't solved even in the second version. Because if the control sticks of the Joy-Con are constantly pressed against the limit stop, for example in your pocket, this can cause sticks to develop drift, meaning the Switch thinks you're moving the control stick even though it's in a neutral position. These little clips from Lichtjäger can protect you from this, ensuring the stick stays fixed in the place. They are quick to print, cost only a few cents, but can save you from an expensive replacement. But it's not just the controllers that need protection when traveling. The game cartridges do too, of course. After all, they cost up to $90, but there's a problem, because the original case is relatively huge and takes up way too much space, especially when traveling. So how about printing an insert so you can store not just 1, but up to 12 game cartridges in one case? No problem with this model from Kablika on printables. In my opinion, a really clever solution. Or what do you think? If you're interested in an even more robust solution, then I definitely recommend printing this box from Blue Crane in the style of the well-known rugged box. With the matching TPU seal, even light rain can't harm your valuable games anymore. Once you're back home, you naturally want to stylishly present your games collection to your friends. And if you also have a heart for Nintendo's history, then the next print will definitely surprise you. Because this isn't a real Nintendo Entertainment System, but a stylish storage solution for your Switch games. The whole thing was designed by Iron Kiwi on printables, and the cool thing is that there are holders for the game in the style of original NES cartridges that perfectly complete the retro look. If you rather store the games close but still don't want to give up the retro look, then the following print might be just right for you. Because this print-and-place retro case in the style of a Game Boy game cartridge by Plauk safely and stylishly stores up to 12 Switch games. The Bamboula PLA matte in ash grey comes pretty close to the original color tone, or what do you think? But if all that retro stuff isn't for you at all and you're more into a modern, clean and technical look, how about this flip stand by Hotzinets to properly display your game collection? I especially like that you don't need any screws, but really all parts are printed. By choosing the colors, you can perfectly match the look to your decor. And if you are more the type for the magically mysterious, then you should print this crystal by Big Boom Prints from Transparent PETG. The Switch games are simply inserted into the corresponding slots. And the best part is that I also found a matching model for the Switch 2 dock. The crystal look is just perfect. If you think that was already impressive, then wait, because the next two prints take the rather boring black Switch 2 dock to a completely new design level. How about a Switch 2 dock in the Zelda Tears of Kingdom look, for example? Or in a minimalist Gengar look if you're more drawn to ghost Pokemon? The user Stumpergness has published really cool designs on MakerWorld for every taste. And now comes what you've been waiting for. The project that tops everything. The project for which I invested 1 kilogram of filament and 20 hours print time and haven't regretted a second of it. Because I've transformed my Switch 2 into a card game machine. You can simply click the Switch in at the front, and inside there's even space to store the controllers and other accessories. The colors and labels are completely customizable, by the way. And a big shout out to the user Phoenix 3D Models, and thus my number one of the 13 best prints for the Switch 2. And if you enjoyed this video, then definitely check out this one too.